Hi guys, welcome to WandrinDutch. Today we have real breaking news. Earlier today, very early today actually, was the initial leak of the Xbox Series S price and form factor and everything that comes between. So today we're going to be looking at what that is, the specs that are involved, and what that means for you, what that means for the consumer, and we break it down and we'll go from there. The Xbox Series S. So this one, Xbox Lockhart, has been mentioned for months, years even, quite a long time. Some believed it wasn't real, some believed it was in a different form factor. You've seen the cube shape that was shown off quite a few times over the years, over the last couple of years actually. You've also seen quite a lot of variances on its specs and everything in between. What I will do is run through those specs with you now. So Xbox Series S, before we even get into the price itself, we know the console will be a 4 teraflop RDNA 2 Zen 2 based architecture. We know that the console itself will be the smallest Xbox console ever. I do believe, well, as you'll see from the video, it fits inside of the Xbox again. They did that, of course, when they first showed off the Xbox One X and showed that it could fit inside of a One S and a standard one. Other than that, they also have confirmed quite a lot of key information on the video. Now, the leak itself first came about when a small clip was shown off, not only by Brad Sams, but Brad Sams and a Twitter account with the name Walking Cat, or at H0X0D. The clip was then shown even before Microsoft showed off the announcement trailer. He'd already shown off the image, the price, the initial clip of it fitting inside of it, and some commentary from Xbox themselves. So there's obviously going to be some kind of show that's pre-recorded at some point. Then he released the trailer before Xbox released the trailer. We'll get into the details though. So the price that has been set by Microsoft for this is $299.99, so $299.99 or $249.99 UK pound. Of course, that is the lowest price you could possibly imagine for a next generation console. That is absolutely obscene to be that low. That's such a great deal. I'll go into why it's such a great deal now. With the specs that have been put out. So this isn't a 1080p machine as first thought. This is actually 1440p, so 2K, with HDR and 4K upscaling. The machine is capable of up to 120 frames per second. Now again, personal opinion, that's going to probably sit more in the 30 to 60 frames per second 90% of the time, but with the occasional games that do support 120 frames. Now if you go up to 120 frames, I would say more of the indie titles will be able to hit that 1440p 120. Vast majority of titles, when they go towards that 120 frames per second mark, will be sitting at 1080p, but that's still unbelievable for frame rate. So that's exactly what we need to see. So they haven't haven't paid down on quality for frames per second there, just because it's a lower form factor console. They again have 4K upscaling, like I mentioned. This is an all digital platform, so there is no disk drive. They're really pushing this to be a very cheap entry into next gen, but also a very cheap push, in my opinion, for Game Pass. Paired perfectly with it. The only downside of this console, but again this is to keep the cost down, is that it comes standard with a 512 gigabit SSD. Now this is an NVMe custom SSD with Xbox Velocity architecture to support it. So again, same architecture that Microsoft have been touting for the Series X is in the Series S. It also supports hardware accelerated ray tracing. Now this is yet to be seen whether or not this is the same as the Series X. Now on the Series X you have hardware accelerated ray tracing. The cores for ray tracing are separate to the GPU cores for the standard processing. So it is additional power beside the GPU. Whether or not that is the case for this one is to be seen. You have 10 gigabit of DDR6. Now again, the Series X has 16 gigabit of DDR6. So an additional 6 was allotted for system performance, etc. I'd imagine the system performance, etc. on the Series S will probably be around about the same percentage threshold, so you're talking about probably 7 gigabit for GPU or the processing or game utilization, and 3 set aside for the OS and all of the kind of system usage. You also have variable rate shading included and variable refresh rate. So VRS and VRR, so all supported. HDMI 2.1 again to ensure you get that up to 120 frames per second, and as mentioned before, RDNA 2, 4 teraflop Zen 2 architecture. To me, this is a perfect price point, specifically when you think about what the opposition could do. They can't really match that price now, so PlayStation have it all to do in terms of pricing. How are they going to really match up to what Xbox have brought out today with that? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. What do you think PlayStation could do to match what Xbox have brought out today with this announcement? That is all I'm going to talk about. What I will leave you with, however, is the awesome trailer that they put out with the Xbox Series S. I think this is an unbeatable price and a great way to get into the next generation. Like and subscribe, guys, and hit the notification bell, and I will see you on the next video.
If you ready for the brand new thing. With my life good, yeah, I'm on one. Went from broke to having everything I wish, huh? We ain't slowing up, this a light speed. A lot of y'all ran out of gas trying to catch me. Dang, it's a new thing, man, it's a new dream. Can't nobody stop me, fake kinda obscene. Man, I'm trying to plant a money tree in the concrete. Yeah, this a do it till I die kind of vibe. I don't see myself, I just do it for the tribe. I can see me ever giving up, this alive. Make the whole world come alive, yeah, yeah. Get ready for the new thing, let me hear you. Let me hear you. No, get ready for the new thing, let me hear you. Yeah.